What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another highly combustible reaction. We're gonna be jumping into something kind of cool today. Geography now, the Netherlands. Got a priority request for it, but so did my friend Simple Reacts. We also got text and reacts up here in the top. We're all gonna be jumping into it today for your viewing pleasure. Much love to Miss Suzette and Mandy. The both of you are fantastic individuals. I look forward to seeing you in the Discord and seeing your faces reacting to our faces later. Guys, you have anything y'all want to add? Definitely go check out the two channels above me. I'm going to be leaving them down below. They'll be all over the place in the comments, in the description. Go check them out.
Shout out to this new platform, man. I'm really liking these like co-op reactions that we got going on.
We definitely got to start doing more co-op stuff. There's not enough going on.
Yeah, this is really cool.
Texan is new to the game, but go check him out regardless. Yeah. He's new to the game, but he's coming in like a bull.
Yeah.
That's right.
You guys want to? Are we ready? I want to jump in and see what the hell Netherlands geography is all about. We got another one coming up after this. We know that there were some mistakes in this video, and that there's an additional video, so that'll be coming on right after this in the same video. So let's jump in. Let's check it out together. Let's roll.
Hey guys, so this is going to be a little awkward. Why? Because 2 years ago, my Dutch friend Vincent, who used to do the animations before I regrettably hired Ken.
Wait, what?
He came and visited here in LA. Long story short, I promised him he could be in the Netherlands episode, so we pre-shot some footage, and this was the intro we made. I flew over this guy, a real Dutchman. Say hi to Vincent, right here. Hey Vincent. Hey, look. Vincent, I know the Dutch are tall, but just step down from...
He's like my height.
I'm saying, bro, seriously, it really is the land of giants. Like, I don't know if I will fit in when I finally do make my way to the Netherlands.
We'll go together. You can just ride on my shoulders, and then we'll be the tallest.
I'm only 6 foot, but I'm also like 6 foot wide, so I'll just shoulder him out.
Alan is coming as my bodyguard. Like, I'm just going to ride on Alan's back. If you want to find me, you will find me in a backpack on Alan's back. It's going to strap me up like a little baby. Jesus, look at the size of this. I want to know how tall the creator of this video is, though, too, because that also says something. Like, how tall are you, dude?
Yeah, he's 6'3". No, I'm just
yeah, I'm saying.
Maybe.
No,
imagine.
No, we can't be having no 6 foot person standing next to somebody that look like that. I swear, I'm going, and I'm gonna have Floor hold me up in her arms like this, and just take one picture, and that'll be the picture of the year. We'll call that done. That'll be off the bucket list. I need to have her like hold me in that carry me across the threshold kind of grip.
Yeah, rock you like a baby.
Yeah, hold me up in the palm of your hand. Like I want to be a kitten. All right, let's go.
From the box, okay? Just step down.
Oh, he was on a box. Oh, okay. That son of a...
So is he. So is he.
Never top those days. Oh, and this episode is on the Netherlands.
It's time to learn geography.
Now! Everybody, I'm your host, Barbs. Now, there are
That was
many
an awesome
countries that
intro.
deal with water.
That was an
issues.
awesome intro.
Some lack water, some have too much water, and some, like the Netherlands, have bridled the wild stallion and have learned how to control the water and use it to their advantage. Water is probably the most powerful element in the Netherlands, and without it, they would be... I don't know, pretty useless. So what do you say, 2016 Vincent?
En dan nu, politieke geografie.
So
I'm like 90% sure that dude said if it wasn't for their water knowledge, the Dutch would be useless.
Well, they would be flooded. Most of their land is underwater.
I mean, it's under. Have you seen Waterworld #1? People, you didn't see the gills behind the ears. Have you seen the singers and DJs that are coming out of the Netherlands, though? Like, I know that this Texas is like kind of new to the Dutch thing, but hey, you're going to see.
I think the Netherlands would be okay because all the windmills that they're good at, if they were underwater, those would just be boat propellers and they'd have awesome boats.
Right? Or you just harness the power of the water in your windmills. There you go. Hey, now what?
Yeah.
They would adapt and overcome in some way, shape, or form. If you got to start doing water concerts, you got to start doing water concerts. Like,
oh man,
who's ever been to? We've been to a concert at sea. Have we been to a concert in C? No, probably not.
It's C.
C minor.
Oh, in C minor we might have actually. Oh my lord, this is already starting off fantastic though. Like seriously hilarious.
En dan nu, politieke geografie.
So, yeah, stop calling this place Holland. That's just one part of the country, even though their country's national tourism website is called Holland.com. You're not helping us, you dutchies. Oh, and hey, there's a town called The Hulk. First of all, the country is located in northwestern Europe along the North Sea, bordered by Germany and Belgium. The country is divided into 12 provinces. Here's 2016 Vincent naming all of them for you.
They are Limburg, Noord-Holland, Zeeland, Zuid-Holland, Utrecht, Gelderland, Overijssel, Drenthe, Groningen, Friesland, Noord-Holland, and the newest province, Flevoland. Almost all of Flevoland was reclaimed from the Zuiderzee.
What are they all? They're all the same.
Yep.
He,
I like Flavorland. What is that? Flavorland?
Flevelin. I don't know who that is. Like he even said South Holland strains. I was waiting for him to say South Holland, and it came out like.
I like Friesland. I'm just saying, like that'd probably be like where I would base. Yeah.
No, this next one looks cool because look, they're gonna drain that water and reclaim it and create a new one. That's what they're doing right now.
Oh crap! You might be very right.
It's reclaimed.
That's just them claiming it, huh?
I have not seen this video,
dude.
Alan's just
seriously,
really good
they
at
like
geography.
legitimately reconquered land from the ocean. How do you reconquer land from the ocean? Like even the Atlanteans didn't figure that one out because they'd still be here. Maybe the Dutch are the Atlanteans. Holy crap!
Well, I know where
Maybe.
Limburg's baby is. It's in the southern province there. See?
Oh man, I need to know right now.
Okay.
Either do Dutch people have blowholes or gills somewhere on their body? Like,
Yeah, how does this work? When you came out of the ocean from Atlantis,
are you born with a snorkel?
Yeah, like how?
Like how does that all go together? Oh, let's watch them claim back their territory. I don't know.
Yeah,
who steals back land from the ocean? I'm sure that they had something to say about that. These ocean gods out there, like.
Mother Nature had to
Groningen,
fight back.
Friesland, Noord-Holland.
Yeah,
And the
King
newest
Triton
province,
is coming for your
Flevoland.
ass.
Almost
You
all
better
of
watch
Flevoland
out.
was reclaimed from the Zuiderzee in the 1950s. So besides being famous for making cheese and clogs, we also make our own land.
The country kind of has two capitals. Amsterdam, the largest city and economic hub of the country.
Yo, in that case though, they're kind of harder than the Vikings in a way. Like the Vikings just took over land that was already there. These people took back land from the sea. Like, nah, ocean, get out of here.
Drained a basin is what they did. Yeah.
Country is home to the Royal Palace. And just to skip over, the third largest city, The Hague, acts as the second capital, which holds the seat of government, as well as the International Court of Justice. The second largest city, though, would be Rotterdam, which holds the busy...
What was that?
No, I was going to say The Hague is, that's what I was talking about the other day. The Hague Convention. That was where it come from.
So it comes from here. So D just said the Hague is essentially where the whole government is at, right? Like that's
because look at the next. It says seat of government, and then it'll show like the international whatever building, and that's probably where it
of government, as well as the International Court of Justice. The
Yeah.
second largest city, though,
Justice.
would be Rotterdam, which holds the busiest seaport in all of Europe. The busiest airport, though, is of course Amsterdam's Schiphol International, Europe's third busiest airport, carrying nearly...
How is the biggest seaport so far inland? Jesus.
So
Look at that river.
The thing
Look at
too,
that
though,
river.
right? The guy did say in the beginning that they would be nothing if it wasn't for the water. I mean, if they have the biggest seaport,
But that's
obviously
crazy to me
import,
that you
export
go
is-
up this big ass river to get to your largest seaport. Why wouldn't your largest seaport be right on the ocean? Like, are you planning on claiming back some more territory? You're not done yet, or
the problem
Maybe
you never know.
this is more protected from the British back in the day.
this might be more protected
they
from
were-
the
if they were
ocean
right-
as well. Like,
On the ocean, it's just right across from the Brits.
very
Brit Navy.
intriguing to me.
Now the question is, in what year did all of this start taking place? They said the 50s, right?
Well,
1950. They cleared the basin out.
No. That was that. This is Rotterdam. This place has been
Okay.
around for centuries. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, so this was definitely designed, way back.
Yeah,
But if you think about when they
Thousands of years
actually
back.
did take the land back from the sea, like technology was nowhere near what it is now, and they still managed to do it.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
our American
still-
minds think of cities as being like 300 years old. When you go to Europe, they're all
Yeah,
1,000
they have
plus, 2,000
so
years
much
old.
more history than we do.
Yeah.
The busiest airport, though, is of course Amsterdam's Schiphol International, Europe's third busiest airport, carrying nearly 70 million passengers annually. Now we reach the overseas territories. Apart from the mainland European part, the country actually holds sovereignty over 6 other island entities in
Aruba.
the Caribbean, remnants of the colonial past. These are collectively called the Dutch Caribbean. And here's where it gets a little confusing. Technically, the Netherlands is a country made up of 4 countries, the mainland Netherlands, as well as 3 other constituent countries, kind of like what Wales and Scotland are to the UK. They are Aruba, Curacao, and St. Martin, which is actually
I'm just saying, like,
I got St. Martin.
if we ever do move to the Netherlands, we go there for the summer, we go to the Dutch Caribbean for the winter, and then we go back. Like, that sounds like a great life to me.
You know, the northern half of that island right there is actually St. Martin.
Oh, so
They're
it's,
both
it's
St. Martin.
split.
It's just one's Dutch and one's British, I think.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I do love the Caribbean though. Like the Bahamas is right there, so I imagine Aruba is just like the Bahamas. Let's go. Like
what
I heard it
Wales
was
and
warm.
Scotland are to the
I'm
UK.
down. Yeah,
they
anywhere
are
that's warm.
Aruba, Curacao, and St. Martin, which is actually half of an island shared with the French overseas territory of
The
the
French.
same
French,
name,
okay.
but in French. This means that this one island is the only area which the Netherlands technically borders France. These guys hold a high level of autonomy, they can have their own constitutions and currency. Otherwise, the remaining 3 islands are Bonaire, St. Eustatius, and Little Saba, which by the way has the shortest airport runway in the world. These 3 fall under the title of
I'm
special
not
municipalities
landing on that
and do not belong
airport.
to any province. They are directly controlled
Yeah,
by
I'd
the
love
Dutch
to see
government. However, in 2011,
runway
they
video of
decided to
that.
switch currencies and adopt the US dollar. All these islands lie in the subregion known as the Lesser Antilles. Aruba, Curacao, and Bonaire are usually referred to as the ABC Islands, lying in the subregion of the Leeward Antilles, whereas St. Eustatius, Saba, and St. Martin, usually called the SSS Islands, are located in the subregion of the Leeward Islands. Keep in mind, at one point, all 6 of these islands were called the Netherland Antilles and operated collectively as a
how the hell did they end up with islands so far apart? Was that a mistake? Like we just stumbled upon these
Yes, it was
specific
back
islands and
from
we're like,
the-
these are ours.
Well, they are kind of in a straight line if you're heading southwest.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
maybe
Did
they
your
just kept
boat just
claiming
happen
stuff
to
as they
come
went,
by them
right?
and they threw the flag out? Like, yo, that one over there is ours and this one is ours. How does that even work? And then you decided to
it must have
split half
been-
with the French? Like,
It must have been holding points back during a war at some point,
Well,
because it's kind of like how they came by with what was it, the British ones that they were just talking about.
yeah, the Dutch had
Aruba.
a heck of a navy. They were mercs.
Yeah.
That's why they were in Indonesia.
but I mean, if that was the case, why didn't they get all them other little islands in there?
Hmm.
Like, how come you just got
Not worth
3
it,
up
maybe.
here and then 3 down there? Why didn't you just like claim
It
that
could've
whole
been,
little area?
It could be that they weren't even there back then. Maybe they just wasn't. You know what I mean? It might
They
not look
literally
like
might have been
anything
just
worth
sailing in a
claiming.
straight line and saying, yo, that one in our eyesight, that's
I'm
ours.
guessing. I'm guessing it had to do with treaties with France and England. Like France obviously claimed some of those, and so did the Brits. So
This is probably
maybe
what,
it was just so they wouldn't fight.
see,
Yeah.
that's the problem with all these countries having these kind of little islands that nobody knows about. Because when they banish you to one of them little islands, nobody knows where you went. Nobody knows where the hell you're at. I could be on the ABC Islands or the SSS Islands. Nobody knows.
Keep
The
in mind,
elite
at one
Bataa
point, all
Islands.
6
You know?
of these islands were called the Netherland Antilles and operated collectively as a single constituent country with the capital at Willemstad in Curacao. They even competed separately in the Olympics. With the exception of Aruba, who had autonomy in 1986, it wasn't until the early 2000s when they all voted for their future, and it kind of went like this. Okay guys, you have 4 options for your future. Choose wisely. You can have closer ties to us, remain just as you are in the Netherland Antilles, autonomy as a constituent country within the Kingdom of the Netherlands, or you can opt for complete independence as a new nation and break away from us.
So, 75% chance that it's still going to be with the Netherlands, essentially.
Yes.
I would probably pick 2 or 3.
And I'm saying if they voted for number 4, it probably would have had to just like sent some soldiers
that's
down there and they would have been like, yo, I changed my mind. Let's go with 1, 2, or 3.
Yes.
It probably wouldn't have been very hard at all. Like, that seems like a pretty obvious choice to me. 1, 2, or 3. When all else fails, people pick C. That's what I've always learned.
Within the Kingdom of the Netherlands, or you can opt for complete independence as a new nation and break away from us.
It's like, what?
We vote for autonomy as constituent countries.
Me too. What the?
We want closer ties and we'll settle for special municipality status.
Really, Bonaire? You're one of us, the ABC Islands. You're really gonna ditch us like that and leave us with this half-Frenchy magoo?
Yep, deal with it. And that's basically how it went down. So there you go. That's how you make a Netherlands. Waterways dominate the country, though. There's even a town with no roads and only canals.
That's
But how
awesome.
did it end?
I really want to go to a town where there's
beautiful.
no roads. That would be
I mean, we
a different world. For
Maybe
me.
that's where Doc Brown was going. Where
we
we're
have
going,
something
we don't
close
need roads.
in America.
That might be
We
where
have-
that
we have
might be where
something-
he was going. Where we're going, we don't
Yeah.
need roads. That's right. We
Yeah.
need boats. Damn it, we need a canoe.
Yeah.
So what's that like, Dutch
were you saying?
Venice?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was trying to think of the city in Italy, Venice.
There's a place down in Florida called the Rotunda, and it was set up by a partnership that was trying to make it a waterway out to the ocean so that you could travel from wherever, come into this place and use your boat to travel around the whole Rotunda and get to where you lived and everything.
That
But
would-
there, I mean, the only difference is there is main roads that run through it because the project got taken out by,
I mean, I'm
higher ups.
assuming nobody's ever died in a high-speed canoe accident. Like,
right?
I guess that's a problem. Even a head-on one, you'd probably just clunk and move along. But it still would be weird. Like, what
I
do
can only
you
imagine
do?
the fishing.
What the hell do you do if you're born there and you're like, hey, I can't swim? Like,
Learn.
I'd have
Swimming
a-
is
I'd
just
have-
action.
I'd have a sea-doo myself.
yeah, I'd be having a crew.
Yeah, I can see Alan.
The whole damn town is probably a no-wake zone, though. Like,
Don't worry,
no
Dutchies.
wake
I'll be
zone.
over there in my little paddle boat, just like you guys. I don't need the gas power.
give me
Little
a
kayak.
Everyone
Yeah. No, I'm
kayaking.
lazy.
Hold
I'm
on,
too
guys.
lazy for that. I need a jet ski.
I've never been
I can
on the
see you and
internet
Hailey in
with
a paddle
somebody.
boat.
I've never been on the internet with somebody and have them say, hold on, guys, I got to kayak down to the grocery store real quick.
You
Like,
say me and Hailey in a boat? A little.
Yeah, one of those
He
little
could
swan
hear- he
paddle
could-
boats.
Yeah, and he could hold the parasol.
I can
shade
see
us
it.
from the sun.
I'm just saying, I can see it.
I'll sing you Italian love songs in Dutch Venice.
Waterways dominate the country, though. There's even a town with no roads and only canals.
Geiderhorn.
But how did it end up this
Geethorn.
way? Somewhere around the 9th
Geethorn.
century, people were kind of
Right.
fed up with all the flooding, and they invented these seawalls known as dikes, which surrounded polders or reclaimed land plots protected by the dikes. To this day, the Netherlands has reclaimed about a fifth
Okay.
of its total landmass from the sea.
Did-
A fifth.
Did you notice that drawing? Go back. They had dikes and sloots. Anyways.
In American, that would be those are two different words.
Yeah. Okay.
What is a polder, though? Okay, a polder is reclaimed land.
Yeah.
So you essentially just build a big ass dike, this giant, like, upwards. How the hell do you even get it to stay
Now-
there, though? Is it like
They do have the
concrete?
windmill up on top of the drawing, and I don't see it.
Yeah, that's definitely it's dirt and then probably has concrete as well.
But I'm saying, like, how
And then they pump the water. You see that little pump?
okay, so the water's
nail?
still there. You're building.
Gamal?
You're just making the water into
Oh,
like
yeah,
a
yeah.
lake and then pumping it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow.
You see it? You see the little
Yeah.
red thing on top of it?
Come on.
And the arrows. It's pumping it out of the sloot.
So then by the end, though, you've essentially
that what
just got a whole hell of a lot of dikes blocking you from the ocean. So even if one were to break, you got 90 other ones that are going to stop the ocean.
Well,
Well, you know what I mean? Essentially, like if you kept going.
I mean, that's a really
like
big
New Orleans.
piece of
New Orleans
concrete.
got the same idea.
Like how?
My
but
question is,
how the
though,
fuck-
how are they protecting it from the water? Because concrete deteriorates
That's
in
what I'm
water.
saying. But how do you even like get the concrete to harden when there's water all around it? Like how do you stop the ocean?
I'm thinking they might have. It could just be dirt then, or dirt and rocks.
My mind
we're
is
gonna
so
have to watch
boggled
how-
right now. Like legitimately,
We're gonna
'cause I
have to
can't
watch
think
how a
about how
polder
you.
is built.
Obviously, you know what?
Yes.
We're Americans. We haven't figured out how to
Well-
do this
well,
because
our
even in
next
New
video will
Orleans,
be,
the Dutch had to come help us out. Like,
Yeah.
We're gonna look at the Dutch dike how to. That's
yeah, we need
Yeah.
the damn show.
I
Look
want to
up
learn
the
how to build a
how-to.
polder. Just saying.
Look,
Let's
the
do
Dutch
this.
have figured it out. Beavers have figured it out. Like, everyone has figured out how to harness water. Americans just stole what we know
like-
from everybody else.
What do you call a Dutch contortionist? It'd be a polder folder, right?
By the
Well,
dikes. To this day, the Netherlands has reclaimed about a fifth of its total landmass from the sea.
A
So
fifth
what
is
would
a
happen
lot.
if all the dikes were
Yeah, oh,
destroyed and
yeah.
all the water just came and flooded everything?
Scientists speculate that the country would go from looking like this to this.
Whoa, Amsterdam would be
Oh.
gone.
Bro,
wow.
look at that.
But they said it was only a fifth. So how is that only a fifth of the whole territory if that's how much the ocean would reclaim? That's more like half.
It does look like half, doesn't it?
You would
Like, if I'm not
instantly become a
mistaken, if you
fishing
match up
nation.
the...
You already
I
probably
mean,
are.
they
Well, I
already
mean,
are.
they already are. They know how
Look
to do
behind
that
'em.
anyway.
Look behind
that's-
him, Simple. Look behind the picture of the
Oh
guy.
yeah, there's already
You see how
there's
a lot
already
of it's
water
already
in there.
water? It's already water.
There's a
I mean,
lot of water already in there.
Scientists
Let me see
speculate
if
that
I
the
can
country
stop
would
it.
go from
Yeah.
looking like this.
Yeah.
see?
Yeah.
See that where Amsterdam is a
But
port?
still, the amount that they
But
took back is ridiculous.
All right, so I'll drop my down to like a third. I won't say half. I'll say it's more like a third that the ocean would actually take back. I mean, it's reclaiming a lot of territory.
Yeah.
This to this.
Whoa, Amsterdam would be gone.
Yep. Luckily, the Dutch are fantastic engineers and have been taming this dragon for centuries. And speaking of engineering, there are so many notable spots to check out in case you ever visit. So many museums, but the most notable one probably being the Rijksmuseum in Amsterdam, the Royal Palace, the Van Gogh Museum, the Anne Frank House,
Oh, yes.
numerous castles
Oh,
like
yes.
these, numerous star-shaped fortress towns,
Oh.
so many amusement parks like
That's
these,
what I wanna
the
go see.
enclaves and exclaves
I wanna
of
go
Barrel
see the
Nassau.
castles.
We talked about this in the Belgium episode. The world's largest flower garden at Keukenhof, Austerlitz Pyramid, this prehistoric burial site,
Ooh.
and of course there are somewhere around 1,000 historic windmills left in the country from the 1800s, mostly in the Kinderdijk
That's
area,
cool.
a UNESCO heritage site. Keep in mind though, the country has a ton of modern wind turbines that help supply energy to the nation, a topic that will be discussed in... Greek philosopher Pythias visited in the third
Well, were we already doing physical geography? Like,
I'm just saying, I'm
Oh,
actually
no,
really
before, what
liking the
were
way
we
this
doing?
guy's
Before-
channel's set up. Like,
what were we? I'm so confused. I thought we were already doing. No,
Pythias? Is this a Pythagorean theorem?
I don't know.
No, that's
How come so
Pythagoras.
many things came from the Netherlands that nobody knows about? How come everybody thinks this stuff came from other places?
discussed in... Greek
That's stuff we
philosopher
talk about in the
Pythias
Discord.
visited in the 3rd century BC.
Oh, he
and
visited.
said about this place, more people have died in the struggle against water than in the struggle against men. The Netherlands is really unlike any other country in Europe because in order for them to even have physical land, a lot of work has to go into it. For one, the country is the lowest country in Europe, elevation-wise. Over a quarter of the land and a fifth of the population lies
I want to know who the first dude that was exploring was like, I want this right here to be my country. Right here, the lowest point. Like, did you just not think that one out very well? Or it's a very curious thing to me. Like, I don't understand how that way back when somebody was just like, yep, this is the
No, we
prime
already-
piece of land.
we already figured that out, though. We already figured that it's because they're Atlanteans.
Yeah, that
Oh,
might be
like
why it was the prime piece. I'm telling
There,
y'all,
there has to be some sort of resource.
there
there
is an explanation for this. Atlantis is under the Netherlands.
It is. I'm telling you.
Sorry, guys, had a technical difficulty. We're back. We're going to take it back a few seconds, and then we'll get back into it. Take it back a few seconds. Let's go. There we go.
people have died in the struggle against water than in the struggle against men. The Netherlands is really unlike any other country in Europe because in order for them to even have physical land, a lot of work has to go into it. For one, the country is the lowest country in Europe, elevation-wise. Over a quarter of the land and a fifth of the population lies below sea level, and about half of the land lies less than a meter above sea level. The lowest point actually being here.
Why does a whole fifth of a population lives over there? Like, in America, people look at places and they're like, yo, that's kind of like even New Orleans. Well, I'm not going to move there because that's a low place. I'm not going to move below sea level.
No. Mm-mm.
It just seems
You
like
want
one of those
high
things that
ground.
in America we're worried about. Like, nah, I'm going to pre-plan that. I'm not going to live over there. But a fifth
one
of the
thing we don't-
population lives right there along the little...
One thing we don't have is that technology. You know what I mean? I feel
Maybe
like
they
it's not
just-
something that we've really had to worry too much about because we have so many cliffs you know what I mean, and beaches and stuff, like long beaches and long areas of shallow land that border America. There's not really.
Yeah, that's true. Like, I don't know. Maybe they're just really, really trusting in what they've built.
I wanna know why they had to move into an area like this. So that's where my curiosity gets piqued completely. It's like, why did you have to drain out that much water and move your people there? Like what it it had to have been like a war or something had in history had to have happened to drive people to a certain, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's very
It's kind of like how all the
curious.
territories are.
I don't
Hmm.
know. Maybe we'll find out.
Yep, hopefully.
Here at Zuidplaspolder, and the highest point of the mainland European part of the country, at a small hill called Valseberg, just over 1,000 feet or 322 meters high. However, in the entire kingdom of the Netherlands, the highest point would actually be Mount Scenery, a potentially active volcano on the island of Saba in the Caribbean.
That
Back to
helps
mainland
nobody.
Europe, though. Within this complex system of
I
waterways
mean, they're hoping
and
for
canals,
more
the
land, I
famous
guess.
Rhine River that goes through all of Europe and the longest in the country actually ends in Rotterdam. The largest body of water would be Lake or Bay Ijsselmeer, contained within the N302 and E22 highways.
Man-made body.
But at that
Doesn't say this is
point,
a man-made body of water, though it's hard to determine the largest natural body of water since most lakes are artificial, but some say it could be Lake Jukmere or Nadermeer. Okay.
so all right, but these lakes, this is lakes from the water that they reclaimed, right?
Pretty much.
But with
So
but
would
with
do
an
they?
ocean way,
How does that work though? Is that then salt water or is that then fresh water? Is it
oh yeah,
brackish
no,
water?
it's brackish for sure. If any of
Yeah.
it did turn fresh, then it definitely is just brackish at that point. Because once you have that salt water pathway, there's no way unless you have a lot of clean water pushing the opposite direction out towards the ocean.
That's
But
interesting.
in this case, it seems like they have a lot of water pushing from the ocean inward.
Yeah, that's not the Rhine.
So this
That's
N302
north of
right
there.
here though, and this E22 that they're calling
Those are
highways.
highways.
Wow.
So
I wonder. There's got to be gas stations like right on each side of that thing. Like I wonder how. That's a long bridge.
Yo, I'm not driving across that bridge. Number one, when I come there, we're gonna find a way around that bridge.
I'm gonna bring a lifeboat just
Why?
in case. I'm just saying.
I don't
hate
like
That's not so
bridges
bad.
unless they're low bridges.
Yeah.
If it's low, then that's cool. If it that
So
that
another-
E22 looks like one of them kind of bowed up bridges, the way it's bent like that.
You know what though? You know what though? See,
What?
here in America, I'd be more nervous because like bridge upkeep is not that great. Like if you look at a lot of the bridges around, you know what I mean?
Bro, they're
But, like-
terrifying. Have you been down some of those train bridges? They're terrifying.
Yeah.
I don't even
yes,
know how
they
the
are.
hell they hold a
Absolutely.
train up. It doesn't make sense. There's so much rust on some of those things.
Yeah, that reminds me. It reminds me a little bit of Copano Bay in Texas. They've got an old bridge that they, like cut the middle out of and turned it into a fishing pier. I think Simple would be interested in that. It's a mile long. We can go a
Wow.
mile out onto this pier.
That would be
Florida has
awesome.
a
Yeah,
bunch
man.
of piers off the side of the Sun Belt.
Yes,
Once you get to one
Simple's
side
got
or
to
the
come to
other.
Texas. We'll go fishing.
Oh, I gotta come to Texas anyway, for sure.
Yeah, Texas is on the list, Simple.
Yes. Oh, it is.
Right, let's go. Let's see.
In order to manage all the flooding in the south, though, the Netherlands has undergone one of the largest engineering projects in modern history. The Delta Works is a series of massive elevated levees that close off sea estuaries, preventing flooding. They even have backup levees in case one down the line bursts. In the north, though,
So-
the Walden Islands act as kind of like natural barriers against the sea. All this land reclamation
Okay.
has left many of the inland areas exposed to what are labeled as the largest open sand drifts in Europe. Keep in mind, they are not deserts, but rather strange, wet, sandy plots in the middle of green shrubbery. A rare natural
Sand
sight to
dunes,
come
baby.
across anywhere in the world. So, in a
Now
nutshell-
is that like quicksand? There's spots of quicksand because they're in contact with the water.
That's
Oh.
terrifying, actually.
I don't know if they are. I don't know if they are.
I mean, I'm sure not all of them are, but I'm sure
Yeah.
whichever ones are the closest contact, I bet you they have quicksand problems out there. Which quicksand isn't really that big of a deal because it's like what do they call it? Ooglac, when you mix cornstarch together with water, and then the amount of friction or amount of force that you cause forces the substance to become a solid versus a liquid. But if you were to just stand in it like quicksand, then you would sink. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to run across the top of it. Saw something about it the other day. Something about hot pockets of air. I don't think it was around here, but it's very similar to
Note to
watery
self:
sand.
watch some how to survive quicksand incident videos before visiting the Netherlands, just in case. Putting it on the list.
Shell, the entire country is basically one big river delta.
We should hang out sometime.
Whew, so that's just about it for now. I gotta get my triple
Where did
shot
that
of
come
espresso
from?
break.
Time out. Wait a minute.
Yeah,
We're not
what was
just gonna
that?
slide past that. Why should we hang out? Because there's a river
Yeah,
delta.
I missed the joke.
That was a very
What's going-
random we should hang out that was just thrown in there.
Yeah, bring it back for 1 second. Try to get it because he was representing a certain flag, wasn't he?
Delta.
Yeah, I saw something there.
We should hang out sometime.
Whew, so that's just about it for now.
Okay.
I gotta
Maybe
get my
there's
triple
another
shot of
country on the
espresso
other
break,
side of
which
that
means
little
we need
river
a guy
delta.
who knows a few things.
Besides all the water
Yeah.
chaos, the Netherlands
Let's
is quite
go.
a powerful nation considering its size. They rank in the top 20 largest world economies, usually around 17th or 16th place, and they rank somewhere in the top 5 to 10 largest exporters on Earth. In fact, they have the oldest stock
See?
exchange in the world, dating back to 1602.
1602 stock exchange.
And that's where that comment came from, though, from the beginning.
Yep, that's
the whole comment he made about the waterways. There had to have been something. Seemed too clickbaity.
But like
Oh,
even we
by-
learned the other day in the Discord, they said, "Oh, we like kind of invented the stock exchange." And if they started way back in 1602, I believe it. You might as well just go ahead
yeah.
and you don't even need a patent at that point. I don't need to see it. I believe you. That's a long damn time. What were
Going
they?
back 10 seconds,
Yeah,
that flag was Bangladesh.
oh, okay.
Was it?
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. Now that makes
Because
sense.
it's like a
on the
river
research.
delta.
That was a really random. Hey, we should hang out sometime.
Yeah.
Like I feel like they could have done that
Okay.
better. Like I bet you that throws some people off. I'm saying.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Didn't that lead to like the whole
Wait, let's take it back a few seconds.
place, and they rank somewhere in the top 5 to 10 largest exporters on Earth. In fact, they have the oldest stock exchange in the world, dating back to 1602.
Didn't that lead to like the whole tulip mania thing where people sold a single bulb for the price of like an entire ship?
That was not the stock market. That was just a socioeconomic phenomenon.
Who is trading a ship for a flower bulb? Not this
Go
guy.
through it. Go through it. The tulip. There's something about tulips. There was a reason why this went crazy like this.
Bro, still a
The
ship.
2 lips are good. 4 lips are better.
The price of like an entire ship.
That was not the stock market. That was
That's a
just a
good joke for you.
socioeconomic phenomenon, and at its height sold for 10 times the annual wage of a skilled craftsman. Anyway, today, although they produce about 80% of the world's tulips and over half of the world's cut flower exports, their economy is mostly driven by the service and energy sectors. After the discovery of a natural gas field in 1959, the Dutch became a fuel powerhouse. The Shell company became the largest and most internationally recognized Dutch company in the world. Besides the petroleum industry, though,
You know
the
what's
Dutch
funny?
are
That's
well known.
basically where I always go. Shout out to the Dutch, because that's where basically those are the gas stations I choose to go to.
I did
Like
not
every
know
time.
Shell was Dutch. Had no idea.
That's awesome.
We learn.
That's really
yeah,
cool.
I started going to Shell recently too.
We learning.
Yeah.
That tulip thing is kind of crazy to me. Like that's kind of cool.
Right?
You know, I would think number 2 might be Canada, because Ottawa has like tulip festivals and everything.
Oh
in
yeah,
May.
that could be.
There's tulips
wonder-
everywhere in Ottawa.
Let's see what else we got.
Natural gas field
okay.
in 1959, the Dutch became a fuel powerhouse. The Shell company became the largest and most internationally recognized Dutch company in the world. Besides the petroleum industry, though, the Dutch are well known for their electronics and tech innovation. The company Philips invented the audio tape, which helped pioneer other formats like videotapes,
Wow.
CDs, DVDs, and Blu-rays.
Yeah, the company was Dutch, but keep in mind it was invented in Hasselt, Belgium.
Oh, Belgium. We love you, but don't try to take this from us.
Otherwise, the Dutch have made great strides towards environmental protection. It's
Wow, that was kind of really. Tell us how you
Yeah.
really feel.
Hey.
Little salt there.
I felt that spice coming off of him, lashing that tongue out there.
Try to take this from us.
Otherwise, the Dutch have made great strides towards environmental protection. It's not uncommon to find animal crossing bridges to allow wildlife to cross over highways. Over 70 mammal
That's
species exist
cool.
here, such as hares, hedgehogs, stoats, and deer. In addition, according to their government
Pay
website, they
attention,
produce over
America. We need a
65
lot of
billion
those.
euros in vegetable, fruit, flour, meat, and dairy products. Speaking of which, the modern orange-colored carrot was originally bred orange here in the Netherlands to specifically honor the king. Since then, orange carrot
Hold the hell on. What color were
What?
carrots before we bred them orange?
carrots can come in purple, yellow, red, like a
Yeah.
bunch of different colors.
I mean, it's a root, so
I'm
maybe it
saying,
was like white.
but they made
So
the
it's just
carrot
where the
orange,
orange-
because of how much they loved orange so much that they made an orange thing that became the carrot.
They said for the king, so the king.
Yeah,
liked
the
orange.
king. That's what.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what the whole orange thing was. Oh my lord! How the Dutch invented the orange carrot? How the hell do you even write a patent on that?
They don't need it. It's orange.
They're more obsessed with orange than the Texas Longhorns.
I would have charged Walt
crazy.
Disney for every
they put
Bugs
Longhorn to
Bunny.
shame.
You use my orange carrot. Nah,
Watch
we're
your
gonna
mouth.
charge you. We're gonna charge you royalties. We have patented that. No, hell no. The orange carrot.
That's
My
awesome.
mind is blown.
Aggies,
For real.
Aggies in Texas A&M University, they've made maroon carrots because they're maroon.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a bunch of different. I've
So,
never
what
tried the
was
other
the-
ones. I heard they
what-
taste a little different, but
But what
I
was
don't
the
know.
original carrot color?
I'm
Good,
guessing
that-
white because it's a root.
yeah.
Because we even have crayons that are like called carrot color orange. Because
Really?
we know that is orange. A
'Cause
carrot in our mind is orange. So what the hell color was it before?
Isn't that crazy too? Think about that for a second, though. Everyone's taught
What?
that a carrot is orange. We all associate carrots with
Yes.
orange. I just recently, in the past maybe 6-7 years, learned that carrots can be other colors. 34 years old, so it's not like they taught me that in school. You know what I mean? Like,
This
Or
is
carrot top. Maybe I'm carrot top. Maybe it's kind of white,
this is
not-
ridiculous.
not orange. Huh?
Maybe.
What? I don't know.
We got so much to give our Dutchies in the Discord credit for today.
We need to get to the root of this.
Congratulations, carrot makers. Oh my goodness.
carrot makers and ocean breakers.
My lord, my
Ooh,
lord.
okay.
We're gonna have some new Dutch slogans coming out soon.
Dutch
are
wrap.
now kind of an international staple. And speaking of which, food. Some top notable dishes you guys, the Dutch geography suggested we mentioned include
Freaking
things like
croquettes.
various types of
Is that
stamp
croquettes?
My day has come.
Sugar.
Those things look hella good. Suzette was eating those
Suggested
one
we
day.
mentioned
Hey,
include
hey.
things
Those little tiny pancakes. Although I think
We're finally in my wheelhouse here. Fine.
food. Oh, that's your wheelhouse.
You and me both, brother.
Oh, let's see. Then she was eating them little tiny pancakes, but I don't
Look at
understand
those little candies.
why in the
Is that
Dutch.
croquettes up in the corner though?
Yes,
Because those,
Is that what?
croquettes.
Croquettes.
But why in
Oh,
the
yeah.
Netherlands do
don't
we
know.
eat tiny pancakes? Who has the damn time to make a plate full of tiny pancakes when you could just take 2 seconds to make a plate full of 2 giant
It's-
pancakes?
It's
Yes.
like brunch in America. You get those silver dollar pancakes.
Yeah, but that's when you
Right.
pay.
Yeah, screw
That's
that.
when you
I
pay
want
to go
Uncle
somewhere
Buck style.
expensive. You never make that at your
Yeah.
house. Who gonna sit around and make a?
the
These people have way too
You should
much
see my
time on their
pancake
hands.
spatula.
the
I'll bring
only
my
small
pancake
pancake is
spatula
when
to
you
get
have
work
the
later.
extra batter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's the only time you get a small pancake.
like various types of stampots, Dutch pancakes with powdered
Those.
sugar, apple tarts, bitterballen, split pea soup, rookworst,
Oh, bitterballen?
waffles.
Okay.
Stroop waffles
Oh.
are delicious. I
Highly
have one
sound
here.
good.
They're amazing. And you put them to warm them up. You put them on top of your cup of coffee, and then you flip it over, and it melts the caramel in the middle, and it's delicious in between 2 thin waffles. Amazing.
What is that French fry thing?
I
Is
don't-
that like the Dutch poutine? What
It
is
looks
that
like a
what
Dutch
is that?
version of poutine, maybe. Oh, maybe
Yes,
it's fries.
I
And,
love
it might be.
potatoes.
It might be fries and curry sauce.
And maybe
so
onions.
many potato
Yeah.
dishes. Brined herring and
I'd eat
smoked eel. Gin was invented here.
I don't know
Sorry,
about all
Brits.
that.
For
What?
breakfast, chocolate sprinkles
wow.
on toast is common. And the pride
What?
and joy of the nation.
What?
Yes, they
Whoa,
love.
whoa.
They love
Hold
eating.
up.
They love eating sprinkles
Was
on
that
toast.
chocolate sprinkles?
Yes, they
I thought it was bugs.
They put butter on the
I guess
bread,
that'd be Thailand.
and then they to hold the sprinkles in place, and then they put the sprinkles on top, and that's a snack.
You know,
I'm gonna have to try that.
that's not too unlike our cinnamon toast, where you just put
True.
like butter and sugar and cinnamon
Yeah, that's
on toast.
definitely.
It's not too much different than that.
Not
it's all
different.
sugar.
Here. Sorry, Brits. For breakfast, chocolate sprinkles on toast is common. And the pride and joy of the nation, Howda cheese. Yep,
I love
that's
it.
how you
Ooh.
pronounce it, guys.
Howda.
I have been pronouncing
Howda.
that name
What?
wrong my entire damn life because of the Food
We
Network.
we call it Gouda here.
We call it
We
Gouda,
call it
guys.
Gouda because it's even
It's Howda.
it's even like jokes, right? Like you
Howda
say, you're
cheese.
having a Gouda time. That kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah.
Bro, we've never, even the Food Network
Howda.
mispronounces that cheese name in America.
Howda.
Howda.
The G is guttural.
I'm
Howda.
not
Okay.
even sure we should finish this video. I'm learning way too much stuff that goes against the norm.
Yeah.
I feel like I should have been taking notes like we did for Eurovision.
Right?
Start comparing scores
Howda.
at the
Even
end
when
or
I go to the
something,
store now,
Are they
I'm
gonna
not gonna
quiz
remember
us?
that.
Are they
don't
gonna
say
quiz
that,
us?
Alan.
That'd be kind of fun. That'd be kind of fun.
No, for
Hey,
you,
hey.
you
I
remember
would
stuff.
dominate
Don't give
y'all.
him any ideas.
Yeah, you would. Shut up, Alan. I'll just remember Howda cheese. I'll win.
Howda
Shout
damn
out
cheese.
Orange
Oh,
Carrot.
and keep in mind,
Shout out
they
to Orange
used
Carrot.
to be the largest beer exporters in the world, Heineken being their top brand until Mexico beat them in 2010.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Nah.
It's also important to note that you will probably find lots of Indonesian and Surinamese dishes like
Yeah.
satay or salted cod buns. A little
Okay.
cultural
I don't want to eat a
Makes
salted
sense.
cod bun. That does not
No, I'm-
sound appetizing.
I don't do the fish too much, but whatever that was before, it looked pretty
Cod is a real
Whatever that
fishy
is
fish
scares
too.
me a little bit. What is
Looks
that?
like
That looks
good.
like
Refried bean or
satay,
chocolate
maybe.
sauce.
No,
It looks like a fried pickle dipped in refried beans.
it's pork satay. It's pork satay with peanut butter sauce. I bet you.
Okay.
Lots of Indonesian and Surinamese dishes like satay or salted cod buns. A little cultural hue that hints towards the colonial past, which
Yeah,
brings us
satay.
to
Indonesia.
Thank you, Noah. Follow him on Instagram. Okay, that just happened. Now, in Europe, you have all different types of people that operate with all different customs and ideologies. Here, they have two sayings that kind of sum up how a lot of their country operates. Meten is weten, and gezelligheid kent geen tijd. How's that, Dutchies? Terrible?
Coziness
Good?
knows
Well,
no
you're gonna get
time.
what I
That's
give.
why they have
Anyway,
time to make
country
small
has about
pancakes.
17.5 million people and is the most densely populated nation in Europe. About 77% of the population identifies as Dutch, to whatever extent that may mean, whereas 10% are other European.
What the hell does that mean? To whatever
What?
extent
What?
that they want.
Yeah, what?
77 of them, 77% identify
Are you
as
like
Dutch to whatever
Oh,
extent that they want.
Because that's they're identifying as Dutch, but maybe their family came from France, maybe their family came
Oh,
from
okay,
Germany.
okay, go ahead. That makes more
But
sense.
they're saying no, I'm Dutch now. I'm thinking that's what they mean.
Yo,
It's like saying
and
you're
then-
American.
And then the other 10%. Well, yeah, but I mean,
well, when I come
Are
on a
these people that-
vacation,
are
I'm
these
just gonna
people that
tell the
just
man in the
move?
airport that I'm Dutch. I don't need a
What else
visa.
would it mean?
yeah.
I identify as dust.
Dust.
I don't know if he'll go for you identifying as Dust. Dutch maybe,
Dutch.
not Dust.
Has about 17.5 million people and is the most densely populated nation in Europe. About 77%
That's
of the
not many
population
people.
identifies as Dutch, to whatever extent that may mean, whereas 10% are other Europeans, and the remainder are made up of other people groups, mostly Turks, Indonesians, as well as the Surinamese, and surprisingly, even some Americans. They use the euro as their currency, they use the type C and F plug outlets, and they drive on the right side of the road. Now, we all know that
Yes.
Dutch is the official language of the Netherlands. However, if you speak English, you should have no problem at all visiting. Netherlands has the highest proficiency in English out of any non-English official country in the
That's pretty impressive, actually. But that's because they
Yeah, it
said
is.
We can-
that even
can
in
visit
their
there.
lower years, like you have to learn English. They teach you English.
Yeah.
It's so cool how many people outside of America are multilingual, and then you look at America and it's like you might find
Just
some that
sucks to-
speak English and Spanish. You might find some, but you know, like
Yeah.
there's people over there that speak 5-6 languages, and I'm like, what the hell? Who
I
like?
couldn't
go
do
school
that.
systems.
I couldn't do it.
Start teaching us some
It's a
languages
time
over
thing.
here.
It's a time thing. Like legitimately, somehow Americans are so focused on what we got to do next, and so speed driven and focused, and like let's go all the time. But over there, they're riding bicycles. They're going for walks. They're making tiny fucking pancakes. Like there's
They have
Yeah.
time because they
yeah,
make tiny
they
pancakes.
have
Got it.
time
They
to
have
do
time.
stuff. It's so strange to me. Like I'm like, where do you guys find the time to do this?
world. Somewhere around 9 out of 10 Dutch people claim they can comfortably speak English, and around 94% of the country is in some way bilingual. Geography
See?
Anna told me a joke.
94% are bilingual. 94%. Do you know what that?
6% are probably like the children.
You couldn't even flip
Yeah,
that number
exactly.
around and have it be the number in America. I bet you it's not even 49%.
No way.
Not even close.
The only bilingual people in America are the non-Americans, the ones who just came here.
Yes, my lord. 94% are bilingual. That's nuts.
But That's a product of being the only superpower. Everywhere else speaks English because they kind of have to,
Oh yeah,
you
that's
know,
true.
for business, you know, like commerce and stuff.
Yeah.
We don't have to speak Dutch. Like, I mean, it's unfortunate. I wish I learned a bunch of languages when I was
No
younger, but
kidding. I wish 94% of America was bilingual. Holy crap.
and it has
Yeah.
to be when you're young because that's when you're a sponge
Mhm.
and you can actually pick that stuff up. I can't do it now. It's impossible.
That's
Mhm.
amazing. 94%. Jeebus.
Times Dutch kids will ask their parents,
Hey, Mom,
Yes, honey.
why do we have to learn English, but the British don't have to learn Dutch?
Because our ancestors decided it would be a great idea to trade New York for Suriname and one small island in Indonesia.
It's important-
That makes a
Whoa.
lot of sense.
Whoops. Whoops.
Wow.
That
Very,
Really?
very interesting.
Great idea to trade New York for Suriname and one small island in Indonesia.
commerce.
It's important
like
to
I
note, though,
said,
that there are two other regional languages accepted in Dutch society. They are Frisian, spoken in the northern Friesland region, and the other being Papiamento, a Dutch Creole spoken in the ABC Islands. When it's already kind of well known that the Dutch are the tallest people
Frisian is like that little tiny place that we were seeing on the map. They got their own language.
Yeah.
In that little tiny
Cool.
ass. That's kind of cool.
I'm just saying. I wonder if some of my ancestry is Dutch because I'm like 6'5". It says some of the tallest people. What was you saying about tall people?
That's why
over here?
people don't like the Dutch, probably, because they always looking down on you.
Mm.
That's probably the problem. yeah.
on average in the world, men averaging around 6'1" and women around 5'7". And once again, here's 2016
Wow.
Vincent.
Even
Shout
though
out to my
women
tall
are taller
Dutchies.
than
shown
me.
that natural selection has been the biggest reason. Being tall should equal to being more athletic, successful, and healthy. Many educated men start families after their studies. Fast forward a couple of years.
Did this man literally just say because in the Netherlands they're evolving faster than us? Is that what he just said?
he said natural selection. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they've created this.
Boys, we're
tall
moving
race.
to the Netherlands. Bottom line, we're gonna go back in time. We're gonna
Why?
because people
Oh.
are younger in the
Why
Netherlands.
Mm-hmm.
People stay vital.
Being more athletic,
Vitality.
successful, and healthy. Many educated men start families after their studies. Fast forward a couple of years, with length being very heritable, and the result is a nation of giants. Yeah, we're outbreeding short people.
Religion in the Netherlands is interesting because historically they used to be predominantly Christian, mostly Protestant, but today about half the population identifies as unaffiliated, which depending on who you ask could be anything from the largest unaffiliated group, agnostics, at about 34%, to the growing number of eiatists at around 28%, which is kind of like a technical term for spiritual but not religious. Otherwise, Islam at about 5% of the population is mostly practiced by Turkish and Indonesian communities. Christianity, although not practiced regularly by most of the people, still plays a heavy cultural role in the Netherlands. Holidays like Christmas, Easter, Pentecost, and Ascension are still celebrated by everyone in a Dutch manner. At one point, they were a vast empire that spanned across every inhabited continent. Australia was at one point called New Holland, New Zealand, named after the Zeeland province.
Every inhabitable continent. That's,
Did not know that.
That's impressive.
So in the game of Risk, they technically won. They've made it everywhere.
They conquered the world.
They weren't the only one to make it everywhere, but yeah.
Alan, you're not allowed to play devil's advocate up there.
So sorry.
Greatest.
You know they said the sun never set on the United Kingdom, so they did the same thing.
Oh, that's true. They did say that.
Spain was also all over the world. France.
That's true.
So yeah.
Touche.
Sorry.
Tasmania, named after this Dutch guy. New York was once called New Amsterdam, and so on. Otherwise, what is the Dutch way of doing things? Many of you guys, the Dutch geography peeps, have told me there's a Dutch saying, act normal, which is ironic considering that they are almost anything but normal. And here's random Hannah to explain culture stuff.
Historically, the Dutch have always kind of had a counter-traditional mindset that shaped the way they developed as a nation. For one, they are one of the few remaining monarchies left in the world. Technically, a unitary parliamentary constitutional monarchy that limits the royal
What now? What?
Okay.
in the world.
Unitary parliamentary constitutional monarchy. That's long.
Is that kind of like England? Because it's got parliament and a monarch?
Yeah, I'm assuming
I don't know.
I'm assuming the
It's at least
king and
similar.
queen are like those important
She's about to
people, but
I
they
heard her
still have
she's
a
about
government.
to say that the parliament, she said, is about to say like limits the monarch's power.
technically a unitary parliamentary constitutional monarchy that limits the royal powers. And the people generally like their king. He even has a holiday to himself, and the entire country wears the national color of orange. Of course, the country is known for being a frontrunner in passing what many in the world see as controversial laws. They were the first country to legalize same-sex marriage, they have regulated legal prostitution, euthanasia, and they have a policy of tolerance toward recreational soft drugs like marijuana. People 18 years or older are allowed up to 5 grams on them, otherwise it's a misdemeanor. They are world-renowned for excelling in field hockey, speed skating, and volleyball teams. Sailing is...
Volleyball teams, of course.
Volleyball, no.
Hello.
Of course. They're huge.
They're ginormous. The net is down by their hips.
Yes.
Good God almighty. I'm never playing volleyball against a Dutch volleyball team. Are you crazy?
No.
I bet
You and me
people
be on
fear
the same
that. They're
team,
like,
Hiley, don't worry.
And
we got to play who?
And
we
they've
got to
even
play
got-
Amsterdam? No, I'm not going to that game.
They've even got sand pits all over the country. We just saw it.
Yeah, that's true. No, hell no. I'm not messing with no Dutch and no volleyball. Are you crazy? It's like messing with Michael Jordan in basketball. No.
is, of course, one of their longest pastimes. They even have a huge festival once every 5 years called the Sail.
Whoa, that's a lot of boats. Bro.
There are a lot of accidents.
I promise you, there are some collisions on the river. That's what it should be called. Sail Amsterdam, nothing. Collision on the river.
I bet you a lot of these boats are actually
boats.
tied off together, and they're probably not moving at any kind of speed. Honestly, that main.
But you know what? How fun would it be? Like we need to go there when this Sail Amsterdam thing's going on and hijack us a boat.
Well,
like
I hope y'all know how to swim.
We're gonna, I'm a stowaway. Look, that's a ship, bro. I'm a stowaway on a ship.
I can float without moving. So
okay, so we'll just grab onto you, or you just grab onto us, and
I'll be the door, and y'all can be. We'll reenact Titanic.
I'm down to go and peel some potatoes from my way on the ship. I'll be
peel
the
some
potato
potatoes.
peeler. I'll be the potato peeler.
Is that an Italian flag or a Mexican flag? Do you see that?
Green, white, red.
Yeah, well, they're both are green, white, red.
So they have another flag on the middle mast, and there's actually a third flag in the back.
And the other flag right there says "Sailing Kids."
Huh. So maybe they're just representing the what do they call them? Provinces? I can't remember.
Well, not Mexico.
This is very cool.
That certainly looks like Mexico.
I need to go to this
even
party on the river.
Something in the white.
My lord. Talk about ocean traffic. I don't want to be the ocean controller man that day.
Yeah, no fishing either. Get somebody tied up.
Yeah, no kidding.
Man.
Don't you dare cast a line trolling through there. Are you crazy?
Called Amsterdam Festival. For some reason, it's common for people to give birth in their own homes as opposed to a hospital.
Huh?
About one.
I did know that.
Still 1 in 3. 1 in 3.
Yeah, you mean like for some reason? I don't see what the big deal is.
But 1 in 3, that's high. That's high. Like you imagine 1 in 3 Americans had a birth in their house. Like
there's a lot of Americans that are switching over to the home thing now. It's more natural.
Well, I heard those water births are more natural.
Dirty. Hospitals are dirty, man.
I don't like hospitals
compared to your own germs
smell.
and what the baby's gonna live in and stuff like that. It's more natural to have a home birth. Plus, a woman. So what I've been told is can have birth easier when it's underwater.
I heard that as well. Although I'm glad I never have to try it. Like anyway,
I want to know, like anybody that watches the video, what do you guys prefer? Let us know. I guess I don't know.
Yeah,
like have you had a home birth or did you go to the
one better? We've got a lot of Dutch subscribers who was either born in a bathtub at home or had their baby in a bathtub at home. That would be cool to hear. Like that's very interesting to me because that's not something you hear about at home anymore. Not unless you bring home like a wet nurse or something like that from the hospital. You know what I mean? Like,
and I think that's what it normally entails too.
They probably have a huge midwife.
Yeah, they might have a
lot of
huge midwife population. That's very true.
For some reason, it's common for people to give birth in their own homes as opposed to a hospital. About 1/3 of all babies are born this way.
What about those clog things?
Ah, yes. Well, in the past, they actually served a very useful purpose. They were worn by farmers,
Crocs.
fishermen, and artisans in the past
makes
to protect
sense
their
for
feet
fishermen.
from nails, fish hooks, and other sharp objects. Today, they are mostly sold as souvenirs, and very few people.
They were the original water sock. That's what that is right there. It was wood. Yo, bro,
it's a crock.
somebody stepped on damn one too many fishing hooks. It was like, you know what? No, never again. I'm
Think
gonna wear
about it.
this big ass piece of wood on my feet.
They're pretty buoyant.
Wait.
You can step into the water with them and not have to worry about ruining them or anything like that.
Yeah.
They dry out, never smell.
I think we need to get that girl Heather a pair to replace those Crocs she lost.
Took some other shiny objects. Today they are mostly sold as souvenirs and very few people actually wear them, but they're pretty cool.
Oh, and hey, Anna, what's up with all those spinny windmill thingy-mabobbers?
Yes, the iconic symbol of the Netherlands. Well, many of these historic windmills were actually used to pump out excess water to reclaim the land that they now use for farming, all before electricity. And as
That's
for music,
very cool. I didn't realize they
Actually,
used
I got
windmills.
this one. Barb said I could have my own segment in the show now instead of just being a one-liner guy.
Yeah, that's right. Keith has been upgraded, so yeah.
well, enjoy it.
All right, Keith, what
Well,
you
that
got
just
for
happened.
us?
Again, I guess everybody has superpowers now.
Historically speaking, the Dutch contributed much to the Baroque period at the end of the Renaissance, with numerous composers, organ players, and vocalists rooted in Christianity. Traditional clog dancing was also a cool way to add percussion to folk music in rural areas. Today,
We saw. I did a reaction to a dude that was using them clogs as some clip clappers, and man, this was crazy.
Are y'all noticing the background music to this section? It's pretty funny.
I didn't notice the background section, but now I got to go back and listen to the background.
It sounds
music.
like Bootsy
Yeah.
Collins or like more bounce to the ounce or something.
No.
Okay.
traditional clog dancing was also a cool way to add
Yes,
percussion to
yes,
folk
it does.
music in rural areas. Today, however, even though there are many genres the Dutch enjoy, electronic music reigns supreme. Most of the best well-known DJs in the EDM scene across the world are from the Netherlands. And the Amsterdam dance event, ADE, is the world's top and largest electronic music conference. So if you come out here, get ready to get shocked with some musical electricity.
Thank you, Keith. And speaking of the development of the Netherlands over time, let's talk about history in the quickest way I can put it. Hamburg and Bronze Age cultures, Iron Age with Celt and Germanic groups, Gallic Wars, the Romans come in, Frankish kingdoms, Charlemagne, blah, blah, blah. Friesland once had a Viking ruler.
Charlemagne, blah, blah, blah. I like this way of teaching history. My history teacher should have
too
taught me like
fast.
this. I would have remembered
Think
some
fast
stuff.
enough.
Wait, what was right before that blah, blah, blah he said?
Gallic.
The Romans come in, Frankish kingdoms, Charlemagne, blah, blah, blah. Friesland once had a Viking ruler, Lotharingia, Holy Roman Empire, confusing Burgundian and Spanish Habsburg and city-states. The Spanish take over, Dutch revolt, 80 years of war against Spain, this dude is a hero, Golden Age and stock market, Dutch East India Company, exploring years, Dutch Empire, Napoleon drama, Belgium breaks away, Luxembourg breaks away, World War I, relatively neutral.
The waffles thing is hilarious down at the bottom.
Yeah.
Waffles thing?
Watch
Yeah.
the text when they're talking. Yeah, oh my god, the waffles killed me.
Empire, Napoleon drama, Belgium breaks away, Luxembourg
Buy
breaks
waffles.
away, World
Buy
War I.
rich waffles.
Belgium?
Yeah.
Also, they used to have Belgium? I didn't know that.
Belgium breaks away. Buy
Well,
waffles,
I mean,
buy
they were
rich
talking when they were
waffles.
talking about Phillips. They had said that parts, it had. I forget exactly how the back and forth had gone, but I would assume that they both have their hands in one another, because of how close
Are
they are.
puppets?
Yes.
Okay.
One, relatively neutral. World War
Are we
II,
all?
attacked by Germans, not neutral. Decolonialism after the
Yeah.
war. Mining Golden Age. Founding co-members of the European Coal and Steel Community, which would later become the EU. Government encourages over half.
Did he just say they founded the EU?
Yeah.
In the Netherlands? That's kind of cool.
Founding co-members of the European Coal and Steel Community, which would later become the EU. Government encourages over 500,000 people to move out. Euro adopted. And here we are today. Some notable people you guys, the Dutch geography people suggest we mention, might include people like William of Orange, the first king. Michael de Ruyter, possibly the most famous painters, Vincent van Gogh and Rembrandt. Anthony van Leeuwenhoek, Willem Barents, Abel Tasman, Anne Frank, Max Verstappen, Glennis Grace, Dick Bruna, these soccer players, these skaters, and of course the royal family. And of course there's so many others I could have mentioned. Of course I butchered all the pronunciations, but we're really running out of time and we gotta finish this marathon. So without further ado, let's see who the Netherlands hangs out with.
So shout out to that.
Yeah, we gotta shout out our girl Glennis. Love that girl.
Well, I'm saying he
Couldn't move
said he butchered all the pronunciations, but he didn't butcher the Glennis
He
Grace
didn't butcher
one.
hers.
So at least, yeah,
That'd
at
be
least
hard
shout
to
out to
butcher.
that.
She jumped right out at me though and put a smile on my face.
Yeah.
I haven't reacted to her yet.
She's very cool. I got
Oh.
to talk back and forth with her for a couple hours on Instagram. Very, very cool individual.
Now, there's a reason why it's called going Dutch when paying for a meal. The Netherlands likes to share. Systematic and mathematically equivalent to what is owed to each based on the merit they've earned.
Yo, is that why it's called? Is that why when we go to a restaurant and you say, "Yo, you want to go Dutch?" It means like you're gonna pay for yours and I'm gonna pay for mine. Like
they also gave us the Dutch oven.
That's one we don't want.
Here we go.
That's one we're not claiming. We're not adopting that one.
Nope.
I say all the time, yo, you want to go to eat? Let's go Dutch. Like, I'll pay for mine, you pay for yours. Nobody owe anybody anything. Like that kind of. That's interesting.
Share. Systematic and mathematically equivalent to what is owed to each based on the merit they've earned. First of all, pretty much all the former colonies have some kind of amicable relation to the Netherlands. The Afrikaans language in South Africa is basically just an Africanized version of Dutch. Tons of Surinamese and Indonesians have been migrating to the Netherlands for decades. Otherwise, the USA and Canada are very close friends as well. During World War II, the royal family actually took refuge in Canada, and Canada actually quickly changed the law in which the hospital was temporarily considered extraterritorial so that the princess could be born Dutch. To this day, the Netherlands sends.
That's
cool.
Interesting. Wow, they changed the country.
Oh, look, they're saying they send tulips. Look, they send tulips. Like
oh, is this where? And that's
so.
probably why. Hey, we're making connections here.
This is all very, very cool.
Temporarily considered extraterritorial so that the princess could be born Dutch. To this day, the Netherlands sends tons of flowers every year in gratitude. For the US, the two go way back all the way to New Amsterdam before it was New York. The Dutch have immigrated to the US for centuries. 5 American presidents have been of Dutch descent. They are each other's third largest direct foreign investors. They are both charter members of NATO since 1949. And overall, in most global affairs, the two usually work together as close allies. With Germany, it's like a funny love-hate relationship. Like the two share so much historically, both being under the same influences like the Western Roman Empire, the Franks, and even their first king, William of Orange, belonged to a German royal house. Then again, World War II was kind of like a jerk move, and the Dutch never really forgot about it. But nonetheless, they've moved on, and today things are fine. Germany is their largest trading partner, both in imports and exports. Many Germans and Dutch cross over and visit, study, live, and have families with each other's countries. When it comes to their best friend, however, almost every single Dutch person I have talked to has said their little brother they love picking fun on and calling stupid, Belgium. Or at least specifically the northern Flanders region of Belgium where the Dutch speakers are. And many see the Flanders region as just an extension of the Dutch realm. The royal families love each other. King William Alexander even bestowed the Knight Grand Cross to King Philip and his wife. Flemish and Dutch people have been intermarrying and cooperating side by side since the beginning. And even after Belgium's independence, they've still clung on as the only 2 Dutch official speaking nations in Europe. And even then, Belgium is only half Dutch speaking, so they really can't afford to sever ties. In conclusion, the lowest nation in Europe with the tallest people on earth and with centuries of discovery, invention, innovation, and tradition, it's no wonder why the Dutch say they keep their heads above water. Stay tuned, New Zealand is coming up next. So once again, Vincent, thank you so much for being in this episode. Our favorite Dutchman, you have made your country proud.
Dutch punch!
Oh!
You ain't about to Dutch punch me.
I thought they were friendly.
That was a Mortal Kombat uppercut. That's what that was.
Yeah.
Very, very
When you
cool,
fall off
though.
the bridge.
Definitely learned a few things.
Oh, for sure.
Got some things to ponder on, that's for sure. Orange carrots, that's mind-boggling.
Now, hold on a second, though. Is this the one where they had gotten some stuff wrong?
Yeah, this is the one where some stuff was wrong. We're going to be jumping into the flag one.
So how much did we just get tricked is the question.
Yeah, how much did I just commit to memory that's wrong?
I don't know. I don't know. I guess we're going to find
no.
out.
Here we go.
All right, everybody.
Here
Y'all
we
stick
go.
around. We're going to cut out of this one. I'm going to jump in over to the other video, get it all set up, and we will be right back. All right, guys, we are back with the second part of this thing. We will not be doing the whole video. Apparently, they jump into an unboxing up to like the 4-minute and 25-second mark. Let's see what we digested in the last one that was probably wrong. Like, if they come back and they're like, oh, just joking, carrots have always been orange, I'm going to be pissed. Because I'm so excited about the carrots orange thing. Like, that's beyond mind-blowing to me for some damn reason. But, you boys ready? Let's jump in.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Flag/Fan Friday. Hope you like the Netherlands episode. So, as you know...
So he must have messed up the flag in the last one because of the way he did the Netherlands. I bet you he made it the French flag in the last one. He's like, the Netherlands episode. He
Hey
sounded
everybody,
all
welcome back to
scat.
Flag
Okay.
Slash Fan Friday. Hope you like the Netherlands
No.
episode. So, as you know,
Now,
this
is
is the part
that
where I
a
fix some of
common thing, I wonder?
It probably is.
That must
Jesus,
be,
the
that
flags
must
are
be a
so
really common
vertical.
similar.
thing.
French is vertical. Russia is the one that has the horizontal like that.
Okay.
Oh, maybe he messed it up and put the Russian flag.
the
on
small
it.
mistakes we made in the episode, or I talk about the things that didn't quite make it into the episode. For one, yes, I know there are quite a few spelling errors. The largest one probably being the Wadensee, not the Waldensee. Honestly, I have no idea why I got that wrong. Sorry. I accidentally used the picture of the king and his mom, not his wife. What I meant to say is the Netherlands is the most densely packed country in the EU, not all of Europe. That title actually still belongs to Monaco. One thing I wish we could have kept, but I
Monaco, of all places. Monaco is like the shortest beach line in the world.
Now,
or
was
something
that-
like
Was
Wait.
that... What are
Did
you
you
thinking,
notice that?
Alan? Yeah,
It looked like the Indonesian flag.
that's what I was thinking too.
Uh oh. Fact check.
They're the same.
in the EU,
Okay.
not all of Europe. That title actually still belongs to Monaco. One thing I wish we could have kept, but I had to cut it out of the video because it was too long. We talked about the massive infrastructure of transportation in the country. They have over 140,000 kilometers of road, 3,000 kilometers of train track, 6,200 kilometers of waterways, including overpass.
Bro, it's not even that big of a
Look at that.
country. How they have all these
Look at
How
kilometers?
it's shaped.
I've
Look how it's
seen that
shaped, though.
before. I didn't know it was the Netherlands, but I've seen those things.
But look
Bro,
how it's shaped, though. It looks like two boats.
that's very, very.
Isn't that cool?
You look like two canoes holding it back.
It's a water overpass.
That's just
That's so cool.
why do I kind of feel like they're just showing off their water skills at this point?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Past
They are the
water
water
bridges, and get this, over 35,000 kilometers of bicycle paths. Over a third of the country claims
Ooh.
that the bicycle is their main form of transportation on a daily basis. And speaking of which,
That's
KLM
cool.
is the
Yeah, they said that there are more bicycles in the Netherlands than there are people.
Wait, did he just say the airlines is called Killam? No,
KLM.
thanks. He just said Killam.
Did he?
Yeah. I'm not getting on. That's like I'm not going to climb a mountain that starts with Kill a Man.
No,
You know, like-
Yeah, no.
never. No.
that the bicycle is their main form of transportation on a daily basis. And speaking of which, KLM is the world's oldest national
okay.
airline. And, they supposedly have the oldest national anthem.
Kill 'em.
I also forgot to mention that there are 3 recognized minority languages. They are Dutch Low Saxon, Limburgish, and Gronings. I accidentally said that Papiamento was a
Limburgish.
Dutch Creole. It's actually more of like a Portuguese Creole with some Dutch influence. Apparently, April Fool's Day was started here
Okay.
because of the war stuff. I also wanted to talk about the
Wow.
Didn't know that.
They even started April Fool's Day.
Oh, no. Your
Wow.
carrot thing's coming. I can feel it.
No,
start-
They
they
actually
better-
invented the floppy carrot.
They better not
Oh.
take back the carrot.
relationship they had with Japan. It's weird because the Japanese were pretty much isolated for a long time, and the only country they allowed to trade with was actually the Netherlands. In the 1600s, they set up
Wow.
a port at Hirado. Also, I forgot to mention that for a very brief period of time, they actually colonized parts of Brazil. And yeah, that's just about it. There's a lot of other things I could have mentioned. If I forgot anything, feel free to write it in the comments. But in the meantime, we gotta get to the flag. So without further ado,
You know, one thing I do want to point out real quick, right, is how smooth and how cool this guy was about getting called out on every. Because I mean, think about how much it takes to put into a video like this, and how much information he's gathering, and I mean, even the edits and the cutscenes, the B-roll, all the other people involved. Like, there's so much involved. So for him to come back and make another cool video like this, to be like, hey, sorry guys, like. I don't know. Shout out to this dude.
He's
Chuck, you know, like, this is
also,
cool.
if you look at his background, he's obviously into worldly things. He's obviously into travel. He's obviously into that. It's easy to make mistakes like that too, but they damn sure did
Yeah.
a good job on the last video. Like the production quality alone, bringing in all the different speakers and stuff, they kept it entertaining. Like
I aspire to make my reactions look like this one day. Like
I can't fault the man
One
for a
day,
couple
one
of
day.
minor mistakes, but it's cool that he definitely rolled out with another video to like correct his mistakes. Like he's obviously
sure.
showing respect.
yeah, for sure.
but in the meantime, we gotta get to the flag. So without further ado. this is going to be my last video before I take a little break, and we are actually going to go to the Netherlands. Fun fact, in every episode, I try to wear at least one color that you can find on the flag of the country. This was the first time I wore a color that was not found on the flag, only because orange is the national color of the Netherlands, although technically you can kind of put orange on the flag. And speaking of the flag is a horizontal tricolor of red, white, and blue. Now here's where things get a little confusing. The stripes in themselves kind of don't have direct meanings, but are rather derived from historical incidences that played a role in the country. During the Middle Ages, it is said that the colors were inspired from a mix between the colors for the Bavarian coat of arms and the Count of Holland. After the Dutch revolt against the Spanish, led by Prince William of Orange,
Bro, they've got one of the most the descriptive as far as like background histories of your flag. You talking about different time periods with yours.
Right.
Ooh, that's a historical flag right there.
coat of arms and the Count of Holland. After the Dutch revolt against the Spanish, led by Prince William of Orange, the first prince's flag was used with orange on the top instead of red. It wasn't until the 1500s and early 1600s that red replaced orange, and there are many theories as to why, but many might say that over time, orange dye would fade into red, which meant red was just easier to use. Nonetheless, for the longest time, they were both used simultaneously. It wasn't until 1937 that Queen Wilhelmina issued by royal decree that it would stay red, white, and blue. However, on the King's Day, they fly a regular flag with an orange pennant, honoring the royal family and the orange color that represents their household. Now, keep in mind, there's a lot of other stuff that goes into this, like there was that whole Batavian Republic.
Go ahead, Simple.
Orange is very ingrained into their culture at this point.
Oh, absolutely.
It is.
My goodness.
Yeah.
King's Day, that's what we did the Snellabulligus thing for, was the King's Day celebration, and it was just a whole damn ocean of nothing but orange. You wouldn't run anybody over that day. 100% visibility.
Against their household. Keep in mind, there's a lot of other stuff that goes into this, like there was that whole Batavian Republic thing during the Napoleon years. You know, prior to that, they were under the House of Burgundy with the St. Andrew's Cross, blah, 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 blah. Now, what's also interesting is that, as we mentioned, the Kingdom of the Netherlands is made up of 4 countries, 3 constituent ones in the Caribbean, as well as 3 other municipalities. Each one of these has their own flag. We don't have time to explain about each one, but basically, they each tell a story of history and culture. And at one point, they were collectively called the Netherland Antilles. They used this flag with 6 stars, and yeah, lots of interesting history and stuff that goes into this. And with that being said, it is now time for the coat of arms. The coat of arms comes in 3 variations: the greater royal version, the middle state version, and the simplified lesser version. Each one can be found within the higher leveled coat of arms. In this one, we'll discuss the middle state version. Basically, it's a shield with a crowned and armed lion holding a sword and 7 arrows, symbolizing the 7 provinces of the Union of Utrecht. On top lies the royal crown, supported on each side by 2 other lions, all on top of a banner reading in French, surprisingly, Je maintiendrai, or I shall maintain. The reason why it's in French is because it was the motto of the princedom of Chalon, or Orange, and when William of Orange inherited the title when he became ruler, he just kind of kept it. Plus, French was widely used as a lingua franca at the time, so it wasn't uncommon to see it used in many non-French native areas. And prior to this, they had a few other coat of arms. They were basically the same thing, just drawn a little different. Also, you might see this image. It is basically the royal family flag, or the royal standard. But yeah, that is basically just about it. And with all that being said and done, it is time for Geography fan mail time.
They are doing their fan mail, so that is where we are going to cut it off. I'm glad they didn't take the current away from me. 100%. You boys got anything to add to our recent history lesson?
I mean, that was really cool. I feel like my mind can continually be blown that they made an orange carrot. I'm glad that wasn't one of the pieces that he had gotten wrong. I don't know. This is really cool. We got to do more of these, man.
I kind of want to hear the history on April Fool's Day.
Yeah, now we might have to see if there's any kind of history behind, like, why was it created there? Like, what sparked that interest? No, just apparently April Fool's. No. You can't just leave me at apparently.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to know more.
But
I mean,
we definitely have to do some more of these. I don't care if it's other nations' geographies or whatever it is, like just any other kind of joint collaboration kind of things. This is fantastic, having other people here to talk to.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So we good then?
Yeah, appreciate you for having us on.
Absolutely, 100%.
Shout out to all the dutchies out there. Appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you guys.
Shout out once again to Suzette and Mandy for this one. 100% appreciate each and every one of you guys for being here. Go check out one of the channels above, or both of the channels above, I should say, and below, because I'm going to drop it down in the description too. If you guys liked it, you know what to do. Hit the like button. If you disliked it, hit the dislike button. Check out one of the other videos that's somewhere floating around the screen. Until the next one, I'm highly combustible. That's Simple Reacts. That's Texas Reacts. I love y'all to the moon and back. Peace.